It's Mr. Cam Henderson coming to you to answer an important question. What's the best way to get your CDL? For me, how I got my CDL, it's many different ways to get your CDL, but how I got mine, I went to a truck driving school. Basically, going that route, you basically pay for your freedom. So, some companies have truck driving schools. So, you'll apply for the job there and they will send you to their school. However, most of the time they make you sign a contract that states you will work for them for X amount of months, years, or something like that. And they would, if you quit, they'll charge you all of this money. So I didn't go that route because basically I wanted to I wanted to have my freedom to move around just in case things didn't pan out at that job. So um, I went to a truck driving school separated from the company, like just a legitimate truck driving school. The truck driving school I went to was like 3 weeks, and during that time they taught me, I guess, the book work on how to pass the written part of the CDL exam as well as the driving part of the CDL exam. Um, I went that route. It was more expensive. I think at the time, it was probably like about maybe 4,500 cash, but then they work with a financing company that basically jacked it up to almost about like maybe after you financed it and paid the full terms as the course goes, probably like maybe 6,000 and some change. Um, I still saw that that was the better route for me. However, there are cheaper routes like um, some cities and states have technical schools, um, but it's a longer class. Like instead of going 3 weeks, you'll probably go like maybe 10 weeks or something like that, or around that time from 10 to 15 weeks. But it's more in depth as well as it's cheaper. Because some schools they work with like the Pell Grant and stuff like that, financial aid. So whether that's like a community college kind of school, it will I guess that's efficient, what I'm saying, too, but it's just a longer process, of going to class every day, like every day. The school that I went to was it was like 5 days a week for basically 3 weeks, and then you graduate, you go take your test and you graduate, and during the time schools and stuff like jobs were coming to the schools, like recruiters trying to basically get you fresh out of school. And during that time, you basically find out before you graduate, where are you going to work. Um, I liked it better. The first job I ever had was I started out like in 2009. Um, Warner. Warner was the first job I had back then. It was paying like 300 and some dollars a week for training, and the training was like 6 to 8 weeks. You ride with a trainer, and they'll actually teach you how to, like, truck driving school. Like your truck driving school basically only teaches you how, like, the fundamentals, passing the test, whether it's the written test as well as uh, the the actually driving test. But when you actually start a job and get with a trainer, they send you out with a trainer. Like at most of the big companies, they'll send you out with a trainer for X amount of weeks, and that's when you learn how to be an actual truck driver. During that time, it's not like people get homesick. I've seen, like when I first started driving trucks, it wasn't cool it wasn't cool to be a truck driver. Like it wasn't like a trend like how as of now, everybody's, going to basically truck driving school, getting their CDL and getting Instagram, TikTok and, Facebook famous off of, driving trucks or whatnot. But back then, everybody basically in 2009, everybody was in my age was still in college or um, you know military and all that kind of stuff. But um, I mean, to each his own. The best I would suggest. I feel like freedom is over everything. So I would suggest y'all look into going to a school versus going to a company to teach you how to drive trucks or whatnot, just so you can have that freedom and they won't hang over your head, like you gotta work here or you owe us this kind of money. Just already off the top know how much you owe. And if it don't work out there, you can always move around to somewhere else. But don't bounce around too much because people will start like not hiring you because how many jobs you had in X amount of months or X amount of years. But as far as as far as truck driving go, it is what it is. Some people get homesick, some people like it, some people don't like it. You know, only you can decide that. If you like, seeing, the world maybe is for you. But if you more so always worrying about like what's happening at home, being left out, this and the third, being homesick, maybe you should try to find something like local or not even get in the trucks. Like, um, but I mean, it's something out there for everybody. You got the people that stay on the road for months at a time. You got people that don't have kids, that still want to be home like all the time. Then you got people that, you know, like don't have a place to stay, but stay on the road like all the time, because you don't have to pay rent or mortgage. You just out and about, just on the road the whole time. Most of your time you making money. But you have the family people that, drive trucks to provide for their family. But it's people out here from all walks of life. You got, as of now, you got like people that's, got degrees and masters, bachelors and masters out here driving trucks. So people come out here all walks of life. Ex-military, you got ex-police officers, you got just you got felons. It's enough money out here for everybody. So, but you got to start somewhere. So just pick your route, whether you want to go with a company that has a truck driving school. The only plus in that is at least you know where you're gonna work. Like for sure, I'm gonna work here for sure. Um, or you want to go like to a you want to go to an actual truck driving school. Back when I started, you had a lot of people. Back when I started, you had a lot of people out here saying that I got my CDL because I knew a guy who had a truck that let me borrow his truck to learn on it and test on it. I highly suggest you not, doing that for the simple fact that it's a certain few companies out here and insurance companies that won't cover you unless you actually been to a truck driving school. How well they go back and do their leg work, I don't know, but certain insurance companies won't let the job, like the company, actually hire you if you hadn't been through legitimate training. So, but that's just food for thought, just to put on your mind the best way. If you like this kind of content, just like, comment, and subscribe. Mr. Cam Henderson on basically all the platforms. So, peace.